All right, guys. Well, as most of you know by now, that the Epstein files drop was a big disappointment for many people. And it turns out, instead of potentially finding out who the people are that went to Epstein's island and participated in those activities, Trump, instead we got a person that's currently being investigated for human trafficking, actually brought back to the United States by Donald Trump and given a nice warm welcome in Florida. But yeah, this whole thing is pretty effing crazy, to be honest with you. The idea that instead of like releasing these in some type of like professional way and having them like, sent to people that potentially could create, some type of real journalism surrounding them. Yeah, what Trump decided to do and what Pam Bondi decided to do is they decided to get some of these people that potentially may have been compromised by Russian media. He figured that they should be the ones that give you guys the information. This is a video posted by Charlie Kirk. The Epstein Files, Phase 1, it's happening! And yeah, this is what it looked like, guys. This is actually the giving of the binders to these influencers on TikTok. This is where we are in 2025. Oh my God. Like, I didn't think America could get any stupider, but I was wrong. I was dead wrong, actually. I mean, is that really what we should be doing? Like, we're gonna just give a bunch of fucking X users some binders full of alleged files to do with human trafficking? Is that's where we're at now? But I guess in the end we all figured out that nope, that's not what happened. It was practically just a yellow pages with no information in it, and we all knew that was going to happen because we all understood that Trump's name allegedly is all over those files over 200 times. He's all over the flight logs at least 7 times that we know of, probably more. We all know about the tapes that came out right before the election, talking about Epstein, talking about Trump, and how they were still friends, even though everybody claims they weren't friends while he was in office. So none of this really should be all that surprising, but it is what it is. This is the time in which we live, is in the buffoonery pre-idiocracy, on our way there. So it gets a little bit better. There's some other videos of people like this person, Emily Austin, who got her hot little hands on some binders.
I saw y'all on the internet coming for Kash Patel saying he's day 5 and we haven't gotten the Epstein files. Well, I'm here outside the West Wing and look at what we got today. The Epstein files, baby. Let's make America safe again.
Guys, Kash Patel. He hasn't done anything. But don't worry, guys. He totally gave her a binder full of nothing. Zero. Zilch. So... And this is upset some people, but before we get to the upset people, of course, like I said, Andrew Tate and his brother have been flown from Romania after Donald Trump allegedly put pressure on Romania to have them released and allowed to come back to America. And apparently they flew back to Florida, where somebody forgot to let Ron DeSantis know that that's what was going on. And this is what Ron had to say as Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate land in Miami, Florida. This is Ron DeSantis talking about this.
Whether they want to rebuff his entry into the United States, and I have confidence that whether it's Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that they will be looking at that. I do know our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this was something that was happening.
I just gotta say, it's just so ironic. It's so ironic that on the day that you're supposed to get this release of the Epstein client list, that's gonna We're going to finally know who these people are, these human traffickers. We're finally going to start taking people down to the courts and getting justice out of them. And instead, you get a binder full of nothing, and Donald Trump legit brings 2 alleged human traffickers back to America and gives them a warm welcome and doesn't even let Mom DeSantis know it. Mom DeSantis, she was going real mom there, right there, right? Real mom. Like, we're not going to let this happen. We have talked to some people, and I think they have the power. I hope they have the power, because let me tell you this right now. We don't allow that in Florida, okay? We don't allow that. Like, you know, he got his high heels on for this one. But it gets better. It gets better even, guys. It gets even better than that, because the leopards are eating faces, and crazy enough, some of these people are actually like recognizing it and seeing it and speaking out on it. So what we got here is Abby Libby, who Abby Libby is married to John, mom, knitter, lifting to own the libs, and currently growing a human. She is the host of the Conspiracy Pill, apparently. This is what Abby Libby had to say. Abby Libby said, "I voted for an administration that would stop human trafficking at our borders. I voted to get rapists and PDF files off the street. Trump's action in freeing the Tate brothers was a stunning betrayal of this mandate." You don't say. You don't say. The guy that has been alleged to, sexually abuse a woman every once in a while. You thought he was gonna stop the human Yeah, I can't anymore with these people. It's amazing. But, of course, Abby Libby doesn't understand. Like, she may be waking up to the fact that Donald Trump has decided to, mask off and bring over these alleged traffickers back to America to give them a place to be safe, a safe space of sorts. But that's not what the rest of MAGA is doing right now, and she got some comments on this one. She got, here you go, Rick Barber saying, "I'm not a huge fan of these guys, but their past was in prawn and even prostitution. But as a legit business, like it or not, traffickers don't do tons of videos selling their business model on YouTube. These guys were arrested, investigated, and had every woman they could find interviewed. All charges of trafficking, etc. were dropped." Which, of course, he's wrong. Those were not dropped. Actually, they're still on trial in Romania currently. She actually replied to him with, "You are shockingly badly informed on all this. See reporting by @Crayon." Anyways, there's a lot of other videos out there. And he goes on to continue to argue with everybody in the comments. And he just continues and continues and continues and continues to say, yeah, it might be disgusting, but it's not illegal. And there's some other comments here that are absolutely amazing. You got Mike here. "Since they haven't been convicted of anything as far as we know, there is nothing Trump can do. But I share your indignation concerning these men. Convict them in something other than the court of opinion." Here you go, Captain Retired Ron. "I'll start this by saying I'm no fan of the Tate brothers at all. That said, they've been convicted of no crimes and are U.S. citizens, judging people based on allegations, some that seem rather specious. Thought we'd learn that lesson." And then you got Natalie of the Vibe Tribe. She's a patriot. She's wise, intuitive, clean and sober, 12-step oracle, spiritual and religious, guys. Natalie says, "Nope, nope, and nope. Sorry, I love you, but I completely disagree." Abby here says, "They are literally on camera over and over abusing women and bragging about abusing and trafficking women, some underage." And of course, the Notorious Bear here drops in with a laugh out loud. "Then why did the whole court case fall apart even with this proof?" Cat Daddy with the MAGA hat says, "You're stupid." They've already started making excuses for why this was such a letdown for all these, thirsty MAGA supporters that were just looking to finally, the Red Scare is happening. The Ped Scare is happening. We gotta get these people, and we gotta get these evil Democrats out of office because we know it's just them. There's nobody on our side that did it. No way. No way, brother. Couldn't have been Donald Trump. Katie Johnson. I don't know. Who's Katie Johnson? I don't know that name. Yeah, and, they've already started making excuses. Pam Bondi has started saying things like, "Oh, my God, I thought I had gotten all the files, but now it turns out the Southern District of New York was hiding thousands more pages. And Kash Patel's gonna Kash Patel is going to do something about that. In fact, she wrote Kash Patel a strongly worded letter. Dear Director Patel, before you came into office, I requested the full complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. First of all, literally says Epstein's list of contacts. I repeatedly questioned whether this was full set of documents responsive to my request and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. Late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. No way! Totally didn't know about that! By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained. There will be no withholdings or limitations to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these files will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of victims and in accordance with law, as I have done my entire career as a prosecutor. I am also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings and proposed personnel action within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important matter. I know that we are both committed to transparency. Are you, though? For the American people, and I look forward to continuing to work with you to serve our president and our country. Yeah, guys, I think what they're currently doing is they're having ChatGPT write up a bunch of files, and probably whoever made that Gaza video is probably working on some Epstein videos right now for him, too. All right, well, guys, look, this should be a bipartisan issue. This should be something that everybody cares about in some way and wants to see actual justice done. Not a fucking clown show, not a circus, not a bunch of influencers getting binders filled with what looked to be nothing at all, just in a publicity stunt to try and get people worked up. And, you know, as my opinion still stays, that this is just this generation's Red Scare, that they're going to try to get people really worked up and hateful and angry and that so mad that they'll snap at anything at all, any little bit of evidence. But it seems at this point that this time it did not work. So in my opinion, they're just going to, over the next few days, try new things, and eventually they're going to finally find something that this angry, hateful crowd will latch onto, so that way they can get their pitchforks and their torches out. You know, maybe they can borrow them from those people in Charlottesville, and, you know, they can, you know, bring their tiki torches out there, and they can start, you know, getting the people that they care about, the people that they're mad at, you know, like the LGBT crowd and stuff, and Democrats, because, you know, I don't know, adrenochrome and shit like that. So anyways, you know, was it disappointing? Yeah, it's disappointing. Of course it's disappointing, but I didn't expect much from this. I for sure 100% thought that they would get rid of at least Trump's name out of all of that stuff, Elon's name, anybody else that that they were affiliated with. I knew that that was going to happen, but this is actually even a bigger bomb than I thought. I thought for sure that they would just try to implicate Democrats and other people, and it even makes you feel as though that it turns out that none of those people are in those files, because I guarantee you that if Pam Bondi and Kash Patel had the chance to put those names out there and have those people, you know, show up at their houses with the pitchforks and the tiki torches, that they would have done that. So it actually makes you think that turns out maybe none of those people that they keep telling you are in those files are actually in those files. And it probably turns out that all the people that they say aren't in those files are probably in those files. I mean, what do you say about a person that literally just brought back 2 people being put on trial for human trafficking? What do you 2 and 2? You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.